What is up, everyone? We are back with some more Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. Today, in this video, we're going to be taking a deeper look, at the new limit breaks. First off, with initial login today, 500 blues. We get 200 in the next day. Got our 3 mithrils. Alright. So, doesn't look like we've gotten anything new here. So what I've kind of been doing in between videos is just working on leveling up Cait Sith. I do currently have him at levels 52. Yeah, 52. So we're getting there with him. So let's take an in-depth look at these new limit breaks. Now, some of this is going to be some theoretical because I really don't know much about leveling up these limit breaks. And when I've been looking through the stat stream, I have not been seeing where they're at. So are these only going to be level 1? Because, like, so far, all you're seeing, I just see Cross Slash and Blade Beam. And now we're to the initial one, and here's where we see Climhazzard. So, I start to, and then we look at the extra stuff. Okay, is this where then, the power comes from? We can see the charge speed is also a lot different, which also makes me think it's probably, for right now, it is just the level 1 of each of these. So, let's start with clouds first. So, to unlock this, we need to clear B50 of Midgar Falls, which I've already done. I just need to go back and redo it. Raise cloud to 60, which I guess if I hit begin. Oh, a lot of that just straight completed already. Nice. So we do need to raise Blade Beam up to level 5. And we'll go through and we'll collect everybody's. So this deals 1,000 physical magic, non-elemental damage to a single enemy. When we look at this, compare this to Cross Slash, which is 3,000. Now, so right away we're looking like, wow, that's kind of meh. Especially when you look at Blade Beam doing 700 to all enemies. Well, here's where we get this. When they have a debuff on the target, it doesn't say that when this character debuffs the target, it just says when a debuff, stats, potency, resistance is granted to the target, you do ×2 damage. So this is going to do 2,000 physical non-elemental damage. And again, we were like, well, Cross Slash does 3,000. This is half the charge speed. So really, if you double the charge speed, this is doing 4,000 damage in the time that this does 3,000. Climhazzard is, more potent in that sense if you have a debuff. So if there's a debuff. If not, Cross Slash is definitely more superior at that point. But the 900 charge speed is definitely a nice little touch. So is it worth getting the 5 in Blade Beam to get Climhazzard? I would say yes. I would say yes, especially now considering we've been working on doing a lot of debuffs and getting characters that can do a lot of debuffs to enemies, then yeah. Especially because most of the time we're going to be using them at breaks against bosses anyways. So this would be perfect. I think this could easily replace Cross Slash. Again, these are my thoughts, my opinions. Please let me know down in the comments, guys, if you don't agree, or if if you do agree, you want to add something to what I said. Feel free to do that. So that's Climhazzard. Let's take a look at Barret's, which we got the satellite beam, I think is what it was. And again, just double checking here. We won't do this for everybody once we kind of see if this is the case, but we should just have mind blow and grenade bomb for everybody, or for all of his. And again, that is what I'm seeing. I did double check this earlier, but I'm just doing this on camera to make sure I'm not screwing something up. And if there is, you guys can call me out on it. Okay. So satellite beam. 800 physical non-elemental damage to all enemies. So this is an AoE attack. In comparison, grenade bomb right now at level 9 is doing 2,600, which I'm assuming it bumps up to 3,000 to a single enemy. Mind Blow is a also single enemy attack. Starts off at 640. does decrease MDef and PDef, mid to high. Charge of 1800. Let's go ahead and get this one set up. And kind of same deal here. So we have this, 800 to all enemies. So this is an AoE versus his other two are single. When his HP, and this one's interesting, it's not more than 80%, less than 80%, it does 2.5 times damage. So 800 times 2.5, we're looking at what? So 16.4, so 2,000. 2,000 damage with a charge speed of 900. Again, this is doing 26, in theory, 3,000 if you have it maxed at 1,800. So just like with Cloud, he's doing twice as much. Again, the caveat being that he is under 80% HP. So if you just pop off a heal, you do not want to be using his limit break. If you're combining this to boost damage with like Aerith's healing winds, you want to use this one prior to healing winds, so in theory this will do more damage, because if once he gets healed above that 80%, you're just doing the 800% instead of 2,000% physical magic non-elemental damage. So in comparison to his other two, I've been leveling up Grenade Bomb. Honestly, I could have swore Mind Blow said it was AoE, and that's why I didn't mess with it. Because honestly, this part's not too bad. I think I honestly should have focused on Mind Blow over Grenade Bomb when it came to this. Just because of the PDef, MDef decrease. But Satellite Beam, yeah, again, I feel like this is a worthwhile upgrade. Yeah, it feels good. Again, that 900 charge speed looks really nice. So I'm assuming all of them are going to have a 900 charge speed, which I'm going to be interested to see it with Tifa's, because Somersault already has a speed of 800. So in theory, if this has a speed of 900, it's actually going to be slower. So Somersault was a 800 charge speed, 960 magic and physical non-elemental damage, single enemy, PDef, and MDef decrease mid to high, or mid to mid, sorry. We had Water Kick. Water Kick was just 2600 magic, or 3000 to a single enemy. Again, charge speed of 1800. Dolphin Blow does do 900 as well. This one I'm really close to getting. So for this one, it does 1,000 physical non-elemental damage, and when debuff are granted to targets, as just like Clouds, it'll do 2,000. So if you already have somebody who's debuffing, let's say they're debuffing their physical defense or magic defense, then you don't need to use Somersault. For 100 more charge speed, you can do over twice the amount of damage. So if you have somebody that's reducing physical and magic defense, this is a no-brainer. Dolphin Blow, 100%. Again, twice as fast charge speed for that kind of damage, yeah. 100% Dolphin Blow. So I just need to use limit breaks 10 times. I want to see what Aerith does. I was kind of interested in hers, because in the Final Fantasy VII game, it was basically an Asuna. So we know Healing Wind, charge speed of 1800, max does 99% healing potency to all allies and grants regen for 9 seconds. Seal Evil, I've only got at level 1, but does the physical is an AoE attack, and just hits all enemies. I'm assuming this would bump up to maybe like 2,500 at max. So Breath of the Earth. Begin, start. Okay. Magic Heal is cast. 63% of all allies. Oh, this is a charge speed of 1,200. Interesting. So we don't have the 900 here, but physical defense down, magic defense down is removed from all allies. That could be really useful against the Iron Giant battles when they do the massive stacks of physical and magic defense down on you. That could be super beneficial for that. So the 63% puts it on par with her Fairy Tale, I think. Or pretty close. I mean, I've got mine at OB 7 or 6, and I think I'm doing 69% of healing potency. So, I mean, that's pretty much on par, and again, it's all allies, so that's nice. Doesn't heal as much as Healing Wind, but it activates faster. And this right here is really good. This could be that quick in a pinch, like, crap, we need a quick heal top off and get rid of this defense down. The Bahamut battle is another example of that. This could be awesome for that. So again, yeah, definitely worth it. Does it replace Healing Wind? Yeah, I think it replaces Healing Wind. Again, if you're looking where the boss is going to one-shot you if you're not fully healed, maybe not. But overall, I think in most cases, this could replace Healing Wind. So, pretty good. Red 13, he got Stardust Ray. Okay, so we had Sledfang. Sledfang is doing magic physical against a single enemy, decreases P attack and M attack, mid to mid. Lunatic High as a magic heal, 7%, P def and M def increased across all allies. So I'm assuming Stardust Ray, since these are both, we have a buff and a debuff. I'm assuming this is just a straight attack. And a debuff, okay. So 400% physical, magic, non-elemental, so actually stronger than Sledfang is at level 2 when it's level 1, and removes physical attack up, magic attack up against a single enemy. That's pretty good. I like that. Again, I think it's situational. Because obviously if you're going up against something that does not utilize physical attack up, magic attack up, not needed. Kind of same thing with Aerith. If you're not getting hit with magic defense down, physical defense down, you can just stick with Healing Wind. Like for this, for me, I would stick with Lunatic High. If I don't need to reduce their magic attack or physical attack, I just raise our defense. But yeah, again, situational, but I think good. Again, a 1200 charge. This is a 1200 charge speed, just like Aerith's, versus the 900. I forgot his Sledfang is also a fast charge. Yeah, because here's the thing. Like, if you look at Sledfang, this completely trumps Sledfang, because this does mid to mid. This just straight says removed. Well, no. I take that back. Hang on. So if the boss you're fighting can increase their physical attack and magic attack, this is good, because it doesn't matter if they have 1 stack or 5 stacks. This just straight removes it. This one can take them under. So this one can put them in negatives. So again, if they don't increase their physical attack and magic attack, I think Sledfang would be better. Just because you can drop them down into the negative physical. You can make them lose physical attack and magic attack, decrease it. Versus this is just straight remove the buff. If they don't have a buff, there's nothing to remove. So in my opinion, yeah, so this one, definitely situational. Depends on what you're going up against. Alright, so let's go on to Yuffie. Alright, so she got Landscaper. Now, this is something that was used against us by Yuffie in the boss battle when the Yuffie was getting released. So we have Bloodfest, which I've only got a level 1. I'm assuming goes up to 3,000. Physical, magic, non-elemental, single enemy. Clear Tranquil. This is her buff. This is one that I've been working on. P attack, M attack increased from mid to high region, and small magic heal. What is Landscaper do? I'm assuming it's just a straight physical attack. Let's go ahead and begin it. So this is just like Clout's, I think. Yeah. No. Barret's. No, because that's just straight times 2 damage. This may be Tifa's. Let's check real quick. Yeah, this. So 1,000 times 2. Okay, so 800 times. So this is slightly weaker. This is slightly weaker. But, oh, it's AoE versus single. Okay. 800 physical non-elemental to an AoE times, so it's a 1600 against everybody. I think for me, I would still prefer her buffing one here. If you're using her more as in the attack roll, this maybe wouldn't be too bad. But again, you're really not going to be using these probably against trash mobs as much as you are bosses. And while we do have the occasional boss that does have the trash mobs that come with it, that this could wipe out the trash mobs, I would think you would stick more with Bloodfest if you're wanting to do regular attacks. Let's see, 16, 16 would be 32. Yeah, I mean, in theory, I guess this is going to be slightly better when you pop it off twice. But for me, she's more of a buffer and debuffer. I use her for the elemental down weaknesses. So for me, I think I'm going to stick with Clear Tranquil. But if I were to use her as a damage dealer, I think I might move into Landscaper. Yeah, I'm not... Her so far is the one I'm kind of least impressed with. And maybe I'm looking into it wrong. Alright, so here we have Cait Sith, so he's our newest. I haven't looked at any of his limit breaks to really know what any of them are doing. So Dice is a single enemy. Now here's the thing, it increases strength per dice roll. So the strength of this is going to go up every time. And how does that? If we find another dice up here, hang on. So here's it to 550. It says strength like, almost like it's a stat, but we don't have a strength stat. That's one of the things I'm slightly confused about. Maybe if somebody has a better understanding, or you've been working with Cait Sith a little bit to know how his dice limit break works. Because again, I read that like STR is like over here, but we don't have strength. We have P attack, M attack, P def, so I'm confused there. Unless it meant P attack. Alright, toy box. So toy box, 320, single enemy, P def is decreased mid to mid, M def is decreased mid to mid. 800 charge speed, that's a fast charge speed. To add those things into, so this is really similar then to Tifa. Okay, so I think I would, at this point, just between these two, would use Toy Box over Dice, because I'm a feeling I'm going to be using Cait Sith more and I use him as a buffer debuffer. Then we have Moogle Dance, magic heal, 13%, so really low heal, P attack increase mid to mid, M attack increase mid to mid. Charge speed of 800. So I guess it really depends. If I'm needing him as a buffer, I would throw on Moogle Dance. If I'm needing him as a debuffer, I'd throw on Toy Box. So again, situational here. I kind of prefer both of these to Dice. But I think I would be using these two. Again, maybe there's something I'm not understanding here about his Dice limit break. Let's move on here to Zack. So we had Meteor Shots and Slash Combo. So Slash Combo will end up doing 3,000 damage physical non-elemental to a single enemy. Meteor Shots, AoE attack. I've only got it at level 1, but Apocalypse here. Let's see what we got here. So it's another AoE attack, 800. So this is just like, was it Cait or Reds? or Yuffie's. So it's just like Yuffie's AoE 800% against all. If it's against a single target, it does times 2. Wait, did Yuffie say that? And I just missed that? Was that what the times 2 damage was for? Oh yeah, so I misread that. So against a single target, it does times 2 damage, so 1600. If we do 3200, then over 2 casts, so it's better than Bloodfest. So yeah, if you're gonna use her as a head-on attacker, use Landscaper. If you're gonna have her as a buffer, clear Tranquil. And I'm gonna look back at Zack, and I think I'm gonna say a similar thing possibly here. No, I'm just gonna straight say that use this one. This is gonna charge fast enough that you're gonna do more damage than this. So Apocalypse is definitely the way to go for Zack. You're gonna do again, so 1600 against a single enemy, times 2, twice the 900 charge versus the 1800 charge. So 1600 plus 1600 is 3200. This is gonna do more. Yeah, Apocalypse, in my opinion, is the best one that he's got. Alright, Sephiroth. We had Astral Gate, Ardent Flare, and now we have added in this Heliacal Rising. So Astral Gate will do up to, I'm assuming, 3000 to a single enemy, the charge speed of 1800. Ardent Flare is one I've been working up because of the P attack, M attack increase mid to high. It does do 1600 in its current state. It does 1664 physical non-elemental damage to a single enemy. Heliacal Rising here does 1000 to a single enemy when a buff is granted. Wait. When a buff is granted to the target, times 2 damage, so you want it to be buffed. Huh. Sorry, I'm trying to think this one through. So maybe the perma buffs, like the buffs you can't remove, so like they get like the permanent physical attack up or magic attack up, the ones that can't be lowered. Maybe this would be good in that sense. Now you're doing 2000 a hit, over 1000 though. It's 1000 charge speed. It's still a lot faster than either of these two. And in theory, over time, you are doing more damage. Right? I mean, yeah, you would be. But again, that's going to be kind of like a situational thing. For me, I'd still almost prefer to get the P attack, M attack buff. Even though it is just himself, I think I would still prefer the buff because I can do more follow-up damage better. So, for me, I think I still prefer Ardent Flare over Heliacal Rising. I'm not saying I'm not going to eventually unlock it just to see what it looks like, but yeah. Glenn here. Sorry, I didn't have much to say about Sephiroth's. We had Blazing Onslaught. We have the Stage of Defeat. Blazing Onslaught, another 3000 to single attack. Stage of Defeat, AoE, Hell on Wheels. So we have 1000 to a single enemy when HP is below 80%, so charge speed of 900. 2.5 damage, so this is just like Satellite Beam. So, but it's going to do more damage though, because Satellite Beam was only 800, right? Yeah, Satellite Beam was 800. So you were doing 2000. Go back to Glenn here. His was 1000, so if you're doing 2.5, you have 2500. If your HP is below 80%. To a single enemy? Well, but again, charge speed. I gotta think about charge speed. I was getting ready to say that does a heck of a lot. You know, it's almost comparative to Blazing Onslaught, which will do more. But again, twice as much. You're doing 5,000 in theory. Again, we're talking theoretical here. 5,000 damage in the time you'll do 3,000 damage with Blazing Onslaught. Assuming his HP is 80% or less. So, in theory, yeah, Hell on Wheels is a lot better than Blazing Onslaught. And Stage of Defeat. So, yeah, I would say Hell on Wheels is definitely the route to go with Glenn. Pretty straightforward. Some of these are pretty similar. I don't need to look at them as much, I guess. So we have Valiant Attempt and Gigantic Shield here with Matt. He gained Vanquishing X. Valiant Attempt, again, is going to be that 3,000 damage to a single enemy. Gigantic Shield I got at level 9. Does a small magic heal and does a P-Def, M-Def increase mid to high. Vanquishing X is going to do 400% damage to a single enemy. So, way on the weak side. Has a 1,200 charge time. So it's charging 2/3 as fast as these two. Or, no, other way around. Sorry, it charges a third faster. Versus the other ones have been almost a half. But this also has that P attack up, M attack up removed. So again, this will just get rid of an entire stack in one go. It doesn't matter if there's 5, 6, 7 stacks or 2 stacks. This straight gets rid of it. So I'm gonna say situational. If you're going up against an enemy that, well, I don't know, because he doesn't have the ability to do P attack down, M attack down with a limit break. I almost feel like Gigantic Shield's the best way to go, unless we're going to start getting enemies that are going to start throwing up, and again, outside of like the Iron Giants where they, you know, stack up like 6 stacks. I don't feel like this is the way to go. Because we can use other people's limit breaks that already lower the stuff, or we can use their abilities that do that. And then this is kind of not needed. Unless you just need to do it super quick. I think, for me, Gigantic Shield would be the way to go versus Vanquishing X in how I use Matt. Now again, it's also going to be dependent on, you know, what characters your kind of your main characters, what weapons you have for them, so therefore what abilities you have. For me, when I use Matt, though, he's typically going to be a healer. So this can also give him a little bit of a buff. Again, it's not bad, don't get me wrong. It's not bad, but for me, I think I would stick with Gigantic Shield over Vanquishing X. The only reason I would even put points into Valiant Attempt at this point would be, for me, is just to unlock this one. Let's go ahead and start it. Alright, and then that brings us to Lucia here. So she's got Queen Shot, as well as Cerulean Raven, and now has Cheering Shots. So Queen Shot was going to be your, you know, again, maxed 3,000 hit to a single enemy. Cerulean Raven here is a 1,400, where I've got it at level 7 here, 1,400 attack to a single enemy, lowers P-Def, single, mid to high, and M attack. Sorry, I think I said P-Def. P attack and M attack, mid to high. Cheering Shots. So this is a buff, not a debuff here. We have 600 to a single enemy. P attack, M attack for all allies is raised mid to mid. So again, this is going to kind of relate back to how you're going to be using Lucia. If you're using her as a damage dealer, I would say that Queen Shot is the way to go. If you're focusing her more on being a support character that deals damage, then it comes down to what it is you need. If you've got a enemy that you cannot lower their P attack and M attack, cheering shot. Raise your own people's stuff. If you've already got somebody filling this role right here, so for example, you're using Tifa's somersault, or you're using an ability that can do these things, or that's P def that does that. It's a P attack. If you're using, so I can't think of any limit breaks off the top of my head that do that. I know there are some that do, because we've looked at them already. But if you're using a limit break or an ability that already does this stuff, then go ahead and do cheering shots, or vice versa. If you're looking at one, if you already got one that does this, use Cerulean Raven. So again, kind of depends on your role. For me, she is more of a support character, which is why I've got Cerulean Raven leveled up. The nice thing is cheering shots, 800. The suck thing is it doesn't go beyond mid. Your first cast is going to be what it stays there. You could probably cast this thing over and over and over, though, with as fast as a single fill. So yeah, support character, again, depending on what your other characters can do, would depend on whether you would take Cerulean Raven or cheering shots. It's still worth unlocking 100%. And then if you got her as a damage dealer, queen shot, you might as well go ahead and unlock cheering shots, because it doesn't take much. I mean, you're looking at, it doesn't take any of your memories to do that, so hell, you might as well, just to have it as a quick charge speed limit break if you ever need it. Okay, so that was kind of our look at the limit breaks, the brand new limit breaks, and kind of comparing those to what already exist, looking at how they compare to other characters. And again, this is definitely opinion based, guys. This is based on what I use my current builds for, what weapons I have, what abilities I have. So while I may have said, hey, this isn't good for me, it doesn't mean it's not good for you. Overall, I think every new limit break definitely has its use, for different people out there. But like I said, this was kind of more just an opinion on how it would work for me. So let me know down in the comments below if there was one that I kind of maybe over talked, and maybe I think it's going to do more than what it actually does, like it's going to be more powerful than what it actually will be. Feel free to drop that down in the comments, or again, if you have a similar sentiment to what I had to say, let me know down in the comments below. Do you agree with what I said there? So we can kind of get some discussion going back and forth, and kind of talk about where we should be putting our points. So we're going to call this one here. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, if you do like what you see, if you'd like to drop that like, comment, or subscribe if you're not already, that'd be absolutely amazing. Thank you guys again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.